Welcome to the beautiful South Fork, Colorado for the Shady Burro 2-day Enduro. I'm rocking my Chase Bright ISDE fundraiser shirt. Good luck, Chase. It's really awesome to make it to the ISDE. This race has come very close to not happening. They got a lot of rain earlier this spring, a lot last week, and then more earlier this week. Big thank you to all the folks here in South Fork that allow us to come here and do this race. Your support of it. Big thanks to Judd Barlow and his crew and everybody that makes this race a possibility. But I got a feeling it's going to be really muddy. The water's going to be running really high in the stream crossings, and we're going to be in for an exciting day. This race starts at about 8,000 feet elevation and goes up to, I think it's 13,000 feet in elevation. So it's going to be one that's going to take the wind right out of you. This race and I have a little bit of bad blood that I'm hoping to straighten out this year. The first time I did it, day one went good, and then on day two I had a nasty fall down a cliff face and broke the fall with my face and got a concussion. The last time I did it, I just was not in good enough shape, and after hyperventilating in the previous test, I just didn't have enough in me to finish it. So this year I'm in much better shape and really excited to see if I can't square up my vendetta with this race. Day one, we got into test one. Test one was kind of a fun mix of flowy and choppy rocks, and had some slick spots in it, but it wasn't too bad. Kind of a fun little section to start the day. Got a little arm pump going. Test two was another kind of fun section that was kind of more flowy, a bit rocky, but had some really good flowing sections to it. Test 3 is when the day started to get hard. It was a lot of wet areas and loose rock. Unfortunately, when I got into the river, my camera hooked under my handlebars and pulled down, so we need to see all of the rock crossing that was right ahead of this. But I did get it back up in time to see the tree root staircase that was just jam-packed full of people. Test 4 is where the race really started getting hard. This was an AB only section, and it was really wet, it was really muddy, and it was just jam-packed full of bottlenecks and people everywhere. It never let off. I ended up getting some cramps in my arms in tests 4 and 5.
It's way deeper than it looks.
Test 5 was really similar to Test 4, except for it was more uphill with switchbacks. But once again, it was really muddy, and it wouldn't have been so hard had there not been so many bottlenecks. A lot of the sections in Test 5 that were tough were a lot harder because you couldn't carry any momentum because there were people stuck in them everywhere. Test 6 was a fun one to end the day on. It was a flowing downhill section that had a good mix of tight technical rocks. It was a lot of fun. Finished 12th in my class, which was really kind of disappointing. I really would like to have done a lot better on that, but it is what it is. Saturday night we got a whole bunch of rain, and I was really kind of worried that day 2 was going to be real slick, not a nasty mess. Test 1 on day 2 was a lot more wet and slick, but it really didn't change a whole lot. I felt like it was just about the same to ride, just wetter. Unfortunately, I didn't get to ride tests 2 or 3. Somebody got hurt inside test 2 enough where they stopped the race, and then they had us all move down to resume the race at test 4 after a wait. Test 4 was probably one of my favorite tests of the race. It had some fast sections in it. It had some very tight technical areas. It had some really steep off-camber rock sections, and then these great switchbacks on the way down that were just a lot of fun. I kind of got hung up and missed an arrow and overshot one of the switchbacks and had to cross back across, which ate up some time, but it is what it is.
Right there. Well, that's one way to get it over there.
Test 5 would have also have been our test 3 if we'd been able to do tests 2 and 3. And it was really rocky, and it was just on the edge the whole time of being something you could go really fast on, but not due to all the rocks. But it was a fun section to get through. Test 6 on day 2 was the same course as day 1, but it was a very different test. It was a lot more slimy and slick, and also had some whoops now developing in the tighter lines. I definitely could have ridden that section a lot faster, but with the conditions, I was hesitant to really push it with everything being so slippery. So I finished day 2 and 7th, which was a lot better than day 1, but still kind of a disappointing finish. I would like to have done a little bit better, but the heart of the problem was I wasn't in the right headspace. I was too focused on riding to finish, and I wasn't really focused on riding for placement, and it showed in my results. I finished, but not where I would like to have. So still, it was a great race. I had a great time. Sunday, I definitely had a lot more fun than I did on the Saturday. Saturday was pretty abusive, but that's part of the experience at Shady Burro, is seeing what you can actually handle.
Oh, short legs. Hey man, I appreciate the help. Take his litter down. Oh man, thank you so much. Oh man, thank you so much. One, two, three. Oh.